Hello and welcome to special edition of the Darkest Duo workshops, with me, your guest presenter Kesicek. Don't worry, the other two will still appear later.
In today's episode, we aim to cover what we at Darkest Duo and Kesicek feel are our top 8 characters for raid bosses, especially in the dragons for the beginning of 2026.
So in no particular order, let's dive in. You have your outright damage dealers in Ailiri, Annette and Chamria. You have the healing support in Sun Wukong and Rigz Ash. And then you have the supportive types who boost the allies in Javan, Walter and Tilion. Let's break them down for you a little more.
Undisputed raid boss character in Darkest AFK due to his cooldowns from the ultimate skill and his damage boosting passive skill. Whatever team you run, it won't be complete without the Tilion. Those ultimate cooldowns from his ultimate skill and the additional 25% damage from his passive skill play a huge role in any boss fight. In this video, alongside the quick breakdown of each hero, we'll aim to quickly go over teams that are currently used with the hero in question, but being as Tilion featured in them all, we'll skip him on this occasion.
Sun Wukong. With his ultimate skill, in which grows in stages to Warrior and then Monkey King, Wu offers up not only attack-based healing, but also boosts the allies' attack by 50% upon reaching Monkey King form, which plays a vital role in keeping other heroes alive whilst offering up stuns from his trigger skill. Also, upon Monkey King now healing himself for 5% of his max HP every 3 seconds with his Sacred Aura unlocked, which adds to the overall survivability of any lineup. Sun Wukong's best lineup probably suits the likes of Ailiri and Tilion, where he serves as the main healer but also boosts the attack of Tilion and Ailiri.
Now Walter. Walter excels early on in fights as his ultimate skill can boost allies' attack by up to 200% for 5 seconds. This really packs a potent punch, boosting allies' overall raw damage. This also has the potential to lock down enemies with significant stuns. And upon a critical, the attack boost raises up to a whopping 400%, and if he completes his ballad, will silence all enemies for 4 seconds. His trigger skill also applies a silence, which pairs nicely with his passive, which boosts all allies' damage to the target when Walter has inflicted either a stun or silence on them. Overall, he is very disruptive and a very good addition to many lineups. Walter suits a few different lineups. However, if it's the dragons, we'd recommend running him alongside Tilion and Javan to get those higher scores. Bear in mind, this team has no healing but can still produce great results.
Rigz Ash. Simply the best when it comes to boosting the allies' critical rate and damage with his ultimate skill, which deals a threefold attack which boosts the allies' crit rate by 5% and damage by 20% for 5 seconds, whilst the other 3 hits lower the enemy's crit rate to 0 and lessening damage dealt by them by 20% for 5 seconds. That, alongside his passive skill, also boosts critical rate and damage throughout the fight, but more crucially allows all allies to heal 33% of the damage dealt via a critical hit. Another solid healing option for the raid bosses and dragons, who offers up not only damage but a range of effects when it comes to critical chance and damage. Rigz Ash's most consistent team is probably Balboa, so teams up with Javan and Tilion, hitting good scores against the dragons but also allows great progression within the campaign. Ailiri, currently the highest damaging single target unit in the game at present. Her 3 skills combine to make her deadly in longer drawn out battles like the dragons. Simply brilliant in her own right if kept alive for long enough to have her trigger skills stack so her passive skill can rack up damage every 8 seconds all based upon her own attack stat. Ailiri seems to be literally built with the dragons in mind, teaming her with Tilion and also Sun Wukong has boasted some of the highest scores against the dragons currently.
Next up is Chamria. With self-sustainability, stuns and damage based off the target's defense, this tank class hero changed the game when she was introduced. With her ultimate skill, if the enemy's defense is lower than hers, she'll deal damage equal to 250% of their defense stat. If their defense is higher, she'll instead deal damage equal to 400% of the enemy's defense stat. She does this 3 times, applying a 2-second stun each time. Upon a critical, the damage increases to 500% defense if they're lower than Chamria's, and 800% damage if theirs is higher than Chamria's. So against the boss's inflated stats, is able to deal some decent damage, also while healing herself thanks to a passive skill which heals for 50% of the damage dealt to enemy when stunned. Chamria excels against the dragons as fights go on and their stats grow, allowing for her to deal significant damage. With her stun skill set in mind, we recommend Tilion as always, and Otter. While their ultimates don't always time well, the potential these two have together is huge. Next up is Javan, another staple when it comes to the dragons thanks to his incredible ultimate skill. This ultimate weakens the attack of the enemy with the greatest attack stat by 25%, and the same for the enemy with the greatest defense stats by 25%, adding these values directly to all allies. This effect lasts for 4 seconds, and with a critical ultimate, increases to 30% of the stats stolen, and lasts now for 6 seconds. Javan's trigger skill is also quite impressive, applying a weakening effect, reducing enemies' attack speed, and increasing damage dealt to the enemy by 15% for 3 seconds. Javan is definitely more suited for longer drawn out fights, where the enemy's stats grow over time, and as you are stealing these values and adding them to your own allies, increasing overall damage dealt. We recommend teams in a combination with either Walter and Tilion or Rigz Ash and Tilion.
Another very strong damager class hero who is able to deal some incredible damage to the bosses. Annette's ultimate skill upon a critical on a single target like Demons of Sins or the Dragon can rack up an incredible 1420% damage, which is further boosted by marks applied by her trigger skill, which adds an additional 25% damage per mark, making it one of the strongest ultimates in the game. Annette is better suited to the shorter fights, where she has a lot more impact over a shorter period of time. A recent newcomer to the scene, Annette offers up one of the highest damaging ultimates in the game. Paired with Tilion and healing support such as Sun Wukong or Rigz Ash for the critical boost, is able to deal some pretty nice damage.
We hope that this list of heroes of raid bosses has helped you. If you'd like a more comprehensive breakdown on where these and other heroes excel in different game modes, feel free to check out the latest hero ranking video. We'll post a link in the description below.
The boys at Darkest Duo have dropped a link into the description to my channel. Feel free to look around and check whatever catches your eye. I would love to thank Darkest Duo boys for inviting me. It's a big honor.
From us pair at the Darkest Duo
and Cassie Tech,
have a great day,
travelers.